Okay, so today I'm asked to give a talk on this topic called Buddhist practice. Alright? So before we start with today's talk, this talk requires all your participation. Okay? So maybe we define what is the meaning of these words. Alright? This is like doing your assignment, something like assignment. Very important is you must define the words. Okay? This is some technique, examination technique. So you come here, you also learn how to answer assignments. So for example, today's topic is Buddhist practice. Okay? Now what's the meaning of practice? Anybody? When you think of the word practice. When I was asked to give this talk to, I was a bit taken back. Oh, right, what is practice? So I need to check the dictionary. And I saw it has so many meanings. Alright? So when you think of the word practice, what do you think about? Anybody? Anyone? Anyone? Exercise, okay. Yes, you're correct. In what sense is it an exercise? Huh? Daily exercise. So we're talking about routine. Correct, no? Okay. What else? When you talk about practice, anybody? What comes to your mind straight away? Something that's repeated. Very good. Something that's regular. Okay. Something that you repeat. It's a sort of repeated events or repeated college schedule. Okay, something that you do. Like for example, I ask you, what's your daily practice? Okay, your daily practice is get up at 7 o'clock, correct? Go to the toilet, whatever you do, then go to breakfast. Some of us have got regular, okay, practice. Okay, what else? What other meaning? When you think of the word practice? Application. Okay, very good. Like sometimes we say, what is the medical practice like? So what does it like? What is it like being a doctor? Okay? Like what's the legal practice like? Alright? So that's another way, another word for practice. Anybody else? Practice? Okay, good. Now examples. Okay, give examples of practice. Some examples of practice. Don't need to talk about Buddhist practice. You can talk about any practice.
Sport.
Huh? Sport, is it? How is it? How is it? Jogging. Okay, so for example, you go for jogging. Okay. Fitness, that's right, very good. Okay, fitness practice is to go for jogging, exercise like you, very good. Okay, let's talk about your ordinary life as an undergraduate. What's the practice? Homework, okay, good. Lectures, understand? Because all these are what? Regular, you know, attending lectures, and so on, tutorials, okay, research, correct. Okay, I'm just trying to warm you all up, understand? Then you begin to understand today's topic. Alright? Okay, here is what we ordinarily would do. Now let's go to religious practice. Okay, being in Singapore, you know we have many religions. Okay, let's take one, a Christian practice. Anyone can give an example? Which is routine. Right? Pray before you eat, very good. Okay, say grace before meal. I went to a Christian school, so every time before we went for canteen, we had to say grace before meal. We came back to class, we all had to say, to thank God for the meal that we got. Okay, very good. So religious practice will be praying before meal, giving thanks, okay, before meal. Okay, anyone? Any other Christian practice that you would like to contribute? Every Sunday go church, yes, very good. Sunday church service. Okay? Muslim? that's right, okay? So for certain religions, the practice is there's certain forbidden things, okay? You cannot eat certain things, alright? Yes, then you must pray 5 times a day. Okay, very good. You're getting to today's topic. Very good. What about Hindu practice? Anyone who's got Hindu friends? When I was in NUS, I was the vice president of the NUS Hindu Society. That was before I discovered Buddhism. Okay? So we had to do quite similar, because the Buddhist practice is quite similar to in certain ways called puja and all that. The Buddha adapted many we call Brahminism, or what today we call Hindu practices to suit Buddhists. Okay, that's what I'm going to talk about. Okay, so if you are Hindu friends, what are some of the practices that Hindus do or observe?
Cannot eat.
Huh? Very good, cannot eat beef. Okay, so some religion cannot eat pork, some cannot eat beef. I thought Buddhists also cannot eat beef. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Now I'm warming your arm. What else? Any other religious group besides these three before we come to Buddhism? Confucianism. Okay, any Confucian? Okay, good. Confucianism, what practice do they have? No, Confucianists don't pray. I think you're mixing that with Taoists. That's right. Okay, what about Taoists? What they call Pai Pai. What do you do? What do Taoists do? What are Taoist practices? What do they do? I'm sure all of you are familiar with more or less with Taoist practice. No? Nothing? What chicken? Offer chicken? No what? Offer pork? But yeah, John's paper. You know what John's paper is? Like for example, we recently finished the 7 months. What's the 7 month called? The Taoists call that as a what month? Hungry Ghost Month. Okay, and what is the practice for the Hungry Ghost Month? You don't burn house, you burn paper houses. What else do you do? You burn houses. Very risky person to be. Don't stay near him, okay? 7 months, your house will be burned by you. What else do they do? Mooncake. Now it's Mooncake Festival. Yesterday was just Mooncake. What do Taoists do on Mooncake festivals? Eat mooncake. No, you don't eat the Taoists to eat mooncake. That's different from culture, understand? Culture, you eat mooncake as a Chinese. But Taoists do, what do Taoist people do? Pray, yes, pray to the moon. Okay? Alright, pray to the goddess of the moon. It's very interesting. You know what they put on the offerings? Yeah, okay, they put mooncake. Alright, what else do they put? What do they put on the altar? What do they put? Who said yen? Correct, yen. Okay, what else? What do ladies like? It's very interesting. Okay, something very unique. You go to the temple. As Buddhists, the Buddha teaches us to be curious. Nothing wrong to be curious. You must question, because that's the only way wisdom grows, the Buddha said. You cannot gain wisdom by praying. Praying never gives you wisdom. The Buddha said praying only makes you more obedient. Perhaps it can also have its problem. Okay, but in order, if you want to have the wisdom, because you know liberation is through wisdom, you must question. Okay? So the next time when you have Mooncake Festival, go to a Taoist temple, and it's very interesting what they put as an offering. Do you know what they put in the offering? Because Chang'er, the goddess of the moon, is supposed to be what? Goddess of what? Can bestow upon you ladies. What do you all want? Beauty. Okay, so it's very interesting. You see on the altar table, young ladies will put what? Cosmetics. Okay? Yeah, it's an offering. Okay, so this is what Taoists do. Anyway, Taoists have many festivals that are coming. After the 8th month, you have the what festival that's coming? The 9 Emperor Gods. Okay, and then what's the practice? What do you eat during the Nine Emperor Gods Festival? Eat, what do you eat? What eat bacang? No. Okay, we stop down there. Now we go to Buddhist practice. Bacang festival finishes. Nine Emperor Gods, they eat a kind of cracker. It's a very interesting cracker. Kind of like peanut cake. You must try one black, one white. Okay, you invite me next 9 months, I'll come and okay. So these are examples of practices, as you can see. Alright? So especially if you live in Singapore, okay, you get a chance to experience the different religious and cultural practices of our friends in Singapore. And also, I noticed, for me, the last 10 years have been very eventful in Singapore because now, even if I go to the MRT train, it's very common to hear people speaking Burmese, Sri Lankan, okay? 20 years ago, 30 years ago in Singapore, it was like so rare to hear somebody speak Burmese. Someone speak Vietnamese. Someone speaks Thai. Today is so common, okay? Because I think Singapore, many friends from abroad come here to study in the world. Okay, so this is even better. Okay, so you can experience the richness of both the cultural as well as religious practices. All right. Okay, now we come to Buddhist practice. This one you all must know. Okay, what are examples of Buddhist practices? Puja. Okay, very good. What's the meaning of puja? Puja is an Indian word. Okay, you can see the Buddha took this from Brahminism. Brahminism also had puja. What's the meaning of puja? For those who are not familiar with the Pali word, what's one word, puja? Offerings. So if you look at this makeshift table that you have put down here, okay, there are several offerings. Okay, you have offerings of what? You have offerings of what? Okay, flowers. Then what else you have? The candles. Then you have what? Incense. And then you have what? Fruits. And then you have 1 cup of water. Okay? And what do they all represent? Fruits represent. What do fruits represent? Fruits to the Buddha represents vipaka. What's vipaka? The concept of karma, cause and effect. Understand? So when you look at the fruits, you tell yourself, if I put in good cause and condition, the fruits must be what? Good and wholesome. Understand? If I put in bad causes and condition, then of course, the fruits of what you have put in must be what? Bad. Okay? That's why the Buddha said, very simple concept of karma for him. I was, therefore I am. I am, therefore I will be. Understand? Okay? This is all linked together. Okay? If you want to hear a more detailed one, this Sunday I'm giving a talk called Dependent Origination. You all know what is dependent origination? The concept that everything is dependent on something else. Okay? Nothing can come out from nothing. Okay? Or rather, something cannot come out from nothing. There must be some cause and condition. So that's why for Buddhists it's the same. When something happens, they don't say, oh, because there's a purpose. Alright? You have heard people say, right? Something happened because of a purpose. That is more for one who has perhaps a belief in a God or whatever. Okay? For the Buddhists, when something happens, you always look at what? Not the purpose, look at the what? The cause and the condition. Alright? For example, you got an E for your paper. What do?